Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode
Hey,
of The
hey.
Panel. We are here kicking in tonight with some great topics and hope to get everybody involved. So if you got some comments, drop them on the side. Hey, Bush, how are you feeling this evening?
I think I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be with my friends here on the panel. I love this show. I love doing it with you guys. Everyone looks amazing. This is amazing.
It's all good, baby. What you smoking on tonight? Do you know? See, some potheads
I
just
don't
smoke
know.
what they got.
I'm too old to know my weed.
And Jimmy, how you feeling this evening, brother?
Dave, I'm doing great. I'm now a Neapolitan. I just moving to Florida. I took on a job with a company, and I'm saying goodbye to New York. So
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I'm in,
news.
Jimmy,
That's
right
breaking
now it's
news.
80.
And
Right now it's
congratulations.
87 degrees while everybody Mook's freezing his ass off up in Jersey. Man, sorry,
I'm
Mook,
freezing my
I'm
but
sorry,
I'm
ass.
nice
Mook,
and
Mook.
warm, baby.
Jimmy, look here, you fucker. I don't want to hear no more about that.
Nah, Dutchy, no. We don't want to hear it.
Nope. So listen, next time I start talking, I want to hear Jimmy say, yeah, that's about the same right over here. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love
And
that.
Dutch, how are you this evening?
I'm great. I'm in sick weather. People think that you don't get sick here in Hawaii because we're like summer 24/7, but that's not true. The volcanoes erupted, so we have very cloudy weather. It's very muggy. I hope you guys are not planning on vacation this week. It's not your typical brochure weather. It's really, you guys can't really see, but whatever you can see, it still looks the same behind the curtains. That's it.
That's
That's
nice, actually.
It's like a big fog, right?
too cold.
And the weird part about it, right, is that volcano, so it's Mauna Loa erupting on the Big Island.
The Queen,
And that volcano has not erupted in over 30 years.
38.
Yeah, that's
38
crazy.
years.
Wow.
I said over 30 because I wasn't sure of the exact. So
Wait, did it do any damage, this volcano? What's going on?
So here's what I'm going to tell you guys about that. You guys are aware that we are a military family, and my husband just got back from deployment. Well, they had to go make several trips to the Big Island because it's the furthest island from this island. So it's a 12 to 14-hour sail. Contrary to what people might think, that all these islands.
I know. I swear to God, I'm thinking Hawaii is right.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
like,
And
boom.
me and Malika, we know
Yeah.
about the Big Island.
Hell
Well,
yeah,
you
represent.
guys used to live there. So the sail, and because typically you'll fly, you know what I mean, unless you're on a chartered little, but they have one now. So the sail is 12 to 14 hours, 12 minutes,
Wow.
14, give or take.
Oh, wow.
And the sad part about it is, I don't mean to interject, but like when I flew from Oahu to the Big Island last year,
Yeah.
it was like an hour and a half, if that.
That's like going from New York to Florida.
Yeah.
It's like a half
And
a
that,
day.
wow. Oh, that's on a small prop plane? Is that on a small prop plane?
No, it was an
You
hour.
said sailing.
She said sailing. She's talking about sailing.
Now, here's the thing. When I say sailing, we're talking about on a big boat. We're not talking about on a little boat, because you can't.
Okay, so it might be a little.
Speedboat, you can't, because you guys got to remember, it is open water. This is not channeled water. So open water. Imagine you throw a little bitty ass speedboat. It's a dangerous. You don't want to do that. So they're on an actual ship or actual a large tugboat or something that's large. It's going at about 15 knots. About 12 to 15 knots, which is their terminology for speed. So that takes 12.
Which isn't that slow, because cruise ships go around that.
Yeah. 15 knots is actually pretty fast for a ship.
Yes.
Yes, it is. It's like 22 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Right. 10 is generally average for a ship. So people say, "Oh, we'll get on a speedboat." Yeah, don't you think most people would? But it's open water, and you don't want to be in open water and anything small. And we're talking of the vast Pacific. So the thing is with this volcano business, since they had to make those trips, the lava hasn't stopped flowing. And since the lava hasn't stopped flowing, they might have to go back to go get the ammunition. Think about it.
You mean even now it's flowing?
Yeah, it's still erupting.
Yeah, it's still
Wow.
flowing.
It's just wild now, right?
Right. If it does not stop flowing, what will happen is, so the has ammunition there. Lava, ammunition, big boom.
No bueno.
Too good.
Boom.
Right, big boom. So
And we're not talking about bullets and stuff. We're talking about bombs and shit like
We're
that,
talking
heavy
about
artillery
all
stuff.
types of ammo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
those
sounds a
little
little. That
ships.
sounds a little.
Yeah. And planes.
Wow, that
yeah.
sounds dangerous, man.
So when you
That's a
start,
big boom.
yeah. So when you start thinking in terms of ammo, I want you guys to think of military grade ammo because that's
Yeah.
what.
Yep.
And I want you to think about several types of military grade ammo. About civilians, living, homes, lava. And I want you to think 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 equals a real fucked up situation. If the lava does not stop, that is what we're dealing with here. It will become
man.
a disaster. So
Hopefully it stops.
yeah, hopefully. But other than that, yeah, my weather's great. I'm lying. It's not.
Hey, Malik, how's your week, babe?
My week has been pretty good, man. I mean, the weather is get sick weather here because it's hot one day and then freezing the next.
I
So
know.
it fluctuates anywhere between 32 and like 65.
We
So,
now have what's called desert weather.
yeah.
We're in Florida. You guys have desert weather?
What?
No,
No, I'm talking about overall because we're in the dark rift. We have what's called desert weather. It's either extremely cold or extremely hot, and that's weird. Like today, it was 91 degrees, and then at night it turns into like 60, and
That's
then
hot.
yeah, well, that's
With
warm
that
still.
humidity?
But if you're in New York, you're having 70-degree days, and then you're having 35-degree nights. You know.
Yeah, that's what we're having.
Yeah, for sure. But from all that Hawaii talk from Dutchie, you know, she opened my eyes to why them surfers love them Pacific waters so much. That open water, them surfers, they love to hit the shore, and like Cali and Hawaii and that's the, you know. So, you know, I'm sorry,
Well, that's
but
where the big
I love
surfing
the
is,
fun
right?
too.
I mean, Hawaii has the biggest surfing.
Here
Yeah.
in Australia.
Oh,
Hawaii,
I hope that
Australia, that's right.
volcano stops them.
the North Shore.
Yes, Australia too.
Specifically, the North Shore is where everybody comes to. All the Californians and the big time surfers. Like if you're a really big surfer,
North Shore is where you go.
the North. And as soon as you pull into the North Shore, there's a big old surfboard with the wave. And the reason why the whole Big Kahuna thing that's out in the North Shore, those are the biggest, most dangerous waves, and it is for professional surfers. It is not for
Now, Dutch.
No, not at all. Not at all. I got to go out there and see some of them.
Dutch.
It's crazy.
Wow, is that near the Big Island? The big waves? Is that near Big Island?
No, that's on Oahu.
So here's a difference.
Oh, that's Oahu. Okay, yes, I heard it. Okay.
So Oahu, where I live, has the most accessible beaches. Not necessarily the most beautiful. We have beautiful beaches, but they're the most accessible. When you start talking about the Big Island and where these really beautiful beaches are with black sand and all this other stuff, you have to remember that this island does have active volcanoes. And these islands, all of them were made up originally of a volcano. So I live in a volcano. The difference is with the Big Island is they still have active volcanoes. And when all that lava erupts and, you know, remember, it meets water. And what happens when lava meets water? It turns into what? Molten. It cools.
Yeah,
so,
it turns into molten rock. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is here I can plant just about anything. As far as there, it's a lot harder to plant things because it is more rocky. Their shoreline is more rocky and ridges, where ours is more sand. So
wow. So amazing the difference, right?
Yeah. Each island has a different temperature. One of these islands have snow-capped mountains. You would never think that in Hawaii, but one of these mountains.
Yeah, that's crazy. I honestly didn't know that. That's crazy.
Mauna Kea.
Hawaii is beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's get into these topics.
Wetland.
You've been there, Mook?
Yeah, I used to live there, you know.
Yeah.
Hawaii is definitely beautiful.
It is. It's gorgeous.
I remember touching a flower in the open. But Nia, what's up? Let's get into these topics, man. I'm trying to, you know.
All right, Bush.
I love the point of views.
Bush.
What is
Let's talk about these meth heads, man.
Demos. Oh, these meth heads? Oh my God. They're going
the
crazy.
Buddhist meth heads.
Oh, okay. How do I put something out there? I totally forgot it was me. Listen.
First of all, Buddhists and meth heads don't even go.
Buddhist meth heads?
Buddhist meth heads.
Are they using it like how, sorry to bring it up, but Hitler used to
give
it to his soldiers and
No,
for certain reasons.
giving it to people, but what was happening was, I want to say, I can't remember who it was that actually showed up, but someone showed up to the monastery of where they were, and I've never seen a high ass monk, but they were high and they were
So
acting.
fucking freaky, man.
Isn't that weird?
What is the world coming to when you
They
can't
were
even trust
high
your monks?
and they were acting erratic. What happened was they came in, and so that's what tipped everybody off. And they, the hell? So they decided to test everybody, and everybody in the
They all.
yes,
They up in there getting high and probably having orgies.
allegedly.
Absolutely insane, man.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I
that's,
can't help but share this because the world is such shit that this was the last thing, the last hope for humanity that I would ever.
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Man.
This
I
was
I never,
because monks
do
are
this.
solid in their shit. You know what I mean? You get some Muslims that'll backtrack, that'll drink and smoke. You'll get some Christians that'll eat pork and shit, and that'll celebrate the wrong holiday. You get some. You might even find some Jews that are
that may eat a slice of bacon.
that don't celebrate Hanukkah. Everybody has like this hang up about
Yeah,
it. But with
that's
the
human
monks,
shit.
right? With monks, they're so secure in their solidarity, their
Yeah, you would think.
vows,
I swear.
their pureness that you would never in a million years, out of all drugs, they went from 0 to 100. They skipped crack and went straight to meth.
Yeah.
Yo, Jimmy, what's up with this? Because you practice Buddhism and stuff,
Well, a friend of mine called me, and it was really interesting that you're saying this. And like Dutch said, this is the last, Dutch, you're right. This is it. You can't count on these people. Like, I'm wondering how these monks got into it,
Yeah, who gave it to them?
Like, did they tap each other on the
sake.
shoulder? My friend called me up. He was dumbfounded. He goes, Jimmy, what do you think of this? I said, I don't know. Maybe the silence got to them after a while, and they just needed to break loose. But it's very unorthodox, like Dutch said.
Did you hear about
these
this
people
before,
are Puritans? They're sworn to secrecy, silence, purity, and here they are throwing down meth. I don't want to be. I would not want to walk in there.
You ever heard of this before?
No, I've heard. I mean, I know meth's been around and trialed in India and stuff before World War II, but this is just really bizarre. Like Dutch said, this is bizarre. This is really showing you how fucked up the world really is,
Really? Because like you think about it.
Is it an actual rock like crack? Is it a rock?
I think it is, yeah. I watched Breaking Bad. So
that's why
me too.
I watched Breaking Bad.
It was little rocks.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
They don't talk. Did somebody wake up and do some shit like
yeah, that's right.
I want to know.
They don't say shit.
No.
They communicate with their hands with each other.
Well,
or
that's
the head monk.
They talking behind somewhere. Somebody's talking.
No, man, bro. How do you do anything past the head monk? It's the head monk. He controls all these people. These people would not dare do anything. It's like the Dalai Lama. The people that are under the Dalai Lama would not dare do anything if he said. So this guy had to say let loose. And they had to either an experiment, but yes, it is very bizarre. A lot of my karate friends have just literally blown away from this,
Yep.
That's like somebody's talking.
You get the arm shrug, like fuck it.
Yeah. I mean,
and then everybody started getting high. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it comes from the head monk, the head priest. He's the one that dictates everything. They would not dare do anything. So this is bizarro, It's like they had to do this from their leader. You could not dare go against the monastery and its beliefs. You could never,
like with human history, that happens all the time.
Yeah,
happens
and the
all
sad
the
part
time.
about it is like
people go against the leader. That's not uncommon.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yes, that's very true. But Mook, you're talking about monks, bro. You're not talking about divining ranks in an army or a gang.
Yes, but when you say that at the same time, when Dutchy even brought up the story, that makes me think it takes a lot of credibility from monks. You're saying we're talking about monks, but look what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
you
don't
think
look
that's
at
a
it.
safe space.
I'm like, how were the out of all things that could be infiltrated? You know we're in trouble when monks are infiltrated. That's
Yeah.
when the monks say fuck it. You know, even if it is the head monk, what happened to him? Like, what happened? What went wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's I've got to be honest with you. I don't have an answer because it really is that bizarre.
Yeah,
I
it's very-
mean, and when I heard it on the news, I was like, "What? What the hell? What was that?" I
And
couldn't believe it.
the sad thing about all of this is that when you go to other countries for safety purposes, sometimes you reach out to those religious entities hoping that you can find some protection there. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like every one of them you could find there's a scandal with every one of them. And I don't want to go through the bullshit. This ain't a show bashing religion or nothing. So I ain't
No,
gonna get into it. But if
everybody's
you
got
look in
something.
every one of them, there's a scandal involved. So it's
Yeah,
not
of course.
But who are they all run
This is
by?
the first time I've
Man.
ever heard of a scandal with the Buddhists.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the first
Very
time.
true.
I've heard, talks about certain things about the Dalai Lama, and, like as far as race and stuff like that go. However, nothing that has ever been concrete, nothing that has ever been like hit the news, a scandal that could be
Ever.
So to hear this,
Yeah.
It's
So
heartening.
wait, Jimmy, because you're an atheist, you practice, so you don't consider Buddhist as a religion?
Well, no, a Buddha. I actually am more of a Hindu, but I do believe in the Buddha religion, but I am more of a
So you
Hindu.
do believe in the Buddha religion? How are you an atheist and you
Well,
believe in
the Buddha religion doesn't speak of a God, Luke. It speaks of the God within you. The
Okay.
Hindu religion is you have the God, like I have the God of friendship, the God of the sun, the God. They're making that as within you. There is no really draw God or
Okay.
anything.
In that
So
religion.
Buddhism is about being amazing to everyone and being beautiful. And I guess maybe they felt meth might make them more beautiful. I guarantee you, I wanted to,
Oh,
maybe, but guess what? I wanted to blame this all on Dave Chappelle dressed up as Yoda, going to the monastery and going, "Get down, do you?" I don't know if you saw that clip.
yo,
Have
we
you
got
guys
to end
seen
it on
Dave
that note.
Chappelle, the
We got
clip?
to change the subject. He killed it.
Yeah, he did. So what about this kid that Takeoff's murderer? What's his name? Patrick.
Update on that if you guys are interested.
Of course, that's why we're talking about it.
Okay. So here's the update on that. Mr. Clark, as of today, it has been released. He will be hiring a PI. He's going to be hired because he does not have enough funds. He's in the midst of doing something to hire this PI because his PI is $85 an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the thing about this guy. I'm from the area that they're speaking of. He is well known in Houston. He's a DJ.
Yeah.
Nobody believes it. Absolutely nobody believes it.
He says he's innocent.
Not a one person that knows him. The talk on the streets, even people that have just heard his name, nobody believes it. And honestly, again, I'm gonna be very careful with what I say because I am from the area. And if you know anything about the Prince family, it would be wise to be careful what you say.
Yeah.
That being said, if you're Estonian and you're aware of the mob ties, and I'm not talking about the actual label mob ties, I'm talking about the actual mob ties, mafia ties.
Mm-hmm.
It is not it's not far-fetched that this boy is being set up because right now with what has happened with Takeoff, I don't think people understand streetwise, like in the streets, this is a big beef between Atlanta and Houston because there's already a beef between Georgia and Texas when it comes to rappers and the drug game and all this other stuff. So mainstream, if you know anything about pop culture and mainstream with this, there's always been a little bit of tension. This started all the way back with Pip C and him airing out certain rappers that were homosexual.
Yeah, yep.
So let me ask you a question, and I just want to interject really quick. Why can't Texas get along with anybody?
We're arrogant as fuck. Georgia can't either.
So wait,
because I'm like, they don't get along with Cali either.
You know DJ Pat, you familiar with him?
Yes.
From Houston, they say he was a big DJ.
Yes.
Okay, and why was he was affiliated with Mob Ties, don't you?
No, so he's just a DJ, just a straightforward guy. I don't want to say yes or no because I don't know him personally.
Okay.
And what I've learned is you don't really know a motherfucker till you know a motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, and until I ever, and this is just my philosophy, until I get the information on everything, I try to stay neutral. Because, like Cat Williams said, you can go to court, and it's really whose lawyer beat the other.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day,
That's true.
whose lawyer was better? Because
Yeah.
if you committed a crime and you had a really good lawyer, and your lawyer could beat everybody else, then guess what? You won. You know what I mean? And you could have
That's the truth, man. Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
if you didn't commit a crime, your lawyer was shitty. Guess what? Your lawyer was shitty. You lost.
So you're
You know-
saying,
No,
so you're saying DJ Pat, he probably a fall guy, you're saying, possibly?
yes, I absolutely am saying that. The streets is saying the same thing.
But they got footage of him pointing the gun at Takeoff.
Now, I have not personally seen the footage of him pointing the gun. Here's where I feel like, and this is why I try to remain unbiased. When I listened to, once they finally arrested him, when he was finally taken into custody, originally it was 2 women that claimed that they had gone to the police department and they had actually given statements, if y'all recall. So there was actually statements that had been made. Well, the police just said that there were no statements, that there was a dice game.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Yeah. So how do we go from?
Because they going off that hard footage from that hard line, and all the footage got together, and now they finally got a conclusion from that real footage. You know how much footage they went through?
Here's the problem with that. So there was another guy that was arrested that was there, and that was for violating.
Lil Cam, baby Cam or whatever. Everybody thought he was the killer. Yeah.
So right now, here's what the HPD has been doing. For some reason, they keep showing both of these fellows together. They keep mentioning them under the same headline. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They're mentioning these fellows under the same headline, but they're being real specific about, well, yeah, but this one, he is just got a felony charge. But you get where I'm going with this? Why is this not separate?
They together.
Why y'all keep mentioning this? Now, here's the thing that gets a little weird. Remember when I just said at first that we had the 2 women that were giving their accounts and they were like, yeah, the police this and da-da-da?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There was a dice game. First, they said it was no dice game. But there was a dice game. There were 30 people. Nobody gave a report. Nobody said anything. So either HPD is lying. Somebody's lying.
Because I was going to say, it sounds like you're leaning towards police conspiracy.
It's definitely covering something up, man, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Doug.
His hands in the pockets of the judges there. He does have his hands in the pockets of the police there and so forth. And, you know, quite frankly, I respect it, but you ain't finna come here fucking with me, you know, unless you like Hawaii, homie, you know, but.
Nah, you ain't got to worry about that. You know, we a platform.
I never worry about
we got
that.
the right to, you know what I mean? Nobody violate nobody. But was DJ Pat involved in the dice game or no?
That I'm not sure of if he was involved, but here's what the chatter is in the streets. Supposedly he is such a go home. Basically, they're speaking on him the same way they're speaking on Takeoff. Kind of go home, real good dude,
stayed at home, mind his business.
But you didn't know he caught a body allegedly in 2018?
I did not know that.
Yeah, in the club.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was a shooting.
Starts coming out. You see how all this information, and this is why I try to remain biased in situations like this because I don't know the guy.
Yeah, he bust his gun in the club 2018.
Was it him that did that move? Did he do that? I heard about that.
You think he didn't do it? No, it's true. Yeah.
So he did. They said he didn't do it. He didn't pull the trigger.
Huh?
They said he didn't have the gun. He didn't pull the trigger, they said.
Really?
For what? Takeoff or the other one?
Yes, it was one of his entourage.
In 2018.
Yeah. That was I heard about that.
More into it, but I heard from some credible sources, you know, that he was charged with it, but he got out, so you might be right because he didn't, he got right out or whatever. So
I will say this though, if all of this is true, and if he did do all of that, that's not a good look, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you've already created a persona and everybody's like, oh, he would never, because right now Tory Lanez's trial is underway.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking about all this type of stuff. You guys create these narratives of I would never do this, or the public is, oh no, they're such great people, and that's why I said what I said in the beginning. Until you really know a person,
You don't know a motherfucker.
Know a person.
You don't know.
And
Right.
you all say, yeah, everybody's saying what a great guy he is. I cannot attest to that
until you really know the person. You don't know the motherfucker.
You don't know the person.
I've never shook his man's hand. I've never ate dinner with him.
And never looked in his eyes.
No. And to me, until you actually sit down at a table with a man or woman and have a conversation and you having a face-to-face, you don't know.
You don't know them.
You don't know them. And that's the quote of today.
You don't know, motherfucker.
Until you know a person, you don't know a motherfucker. That's some Dutchy Skywalker.
Can we get a riff? Can we get a riff for that, Jimmy?
Play a riff for that, Jimmy.
Yep.
We were waiting on the riff. That's the riff. The riff is gone.
The riff is gone.
Nah, good point. Good point. Because Tory Lanez get charged with a new felony.
Yes, and I think he's settling that one out of court for an assault charge. At a nightclub.
Yeah,
he's 5 foot nothing. He sure stays in a lot of action.
Yeah, but when you're rich and you got big bodyguards behind you, it's a different story.
Yeah, you get a little
you ain't 5 foot something. You 7'11".
Yeah, you got liquid courage in you.
You got all that money. I'm sorry.
I mean,
that's what they thinking.
You get no cool points for hitting August Alsina. Y'all know he a little bit.
You know he a Batu boy, but I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. That's so you get no cool points for hitting August Alsina.
Yeah, but at the same time, you kind of do. You get a little bit when somebody violate. They might need to taste a little blood. I don't know. It don't matter who they are.
But what did August
But I don't hit females though. No.
August refused to shake his hand.
Bizarre shit. Man.
Yeah, he got sensitive. That's kind of gay almost.
That is some. No, we got a new word, and we're not going to say gay. Yeah, you're right. He's acting really sassy.
That's sassy.
That's the new
sassy or zesty.
Or zesty.
Zesty is not. We didn't create that, and I seen it. We didn't create it though. That came from somebody else. We could make our own word though.
No, we did.
But I like zesty.
Zesty was our word. We created that this week.
Zesty. Acting real zesty.
Zesty.
That Bosco 100 created that word. He's out of LA. Zesty.
So, I think. Here's what I think. When you do some of this shit, when you have money like that, and I'm with Bush, it does allow you to show your ass.
Yeah.
And there's somebody there to wipe your ass and clean up your mess. But what we're also learning is they done took away the Inquirer and they've given us National Enquirer, and they've given us the internet, which is the bad and the good. Now, here's the one thing about it. Now you will find out what type of motherfucker you really are.
Yeah. Your own people will tell you about it. That's the difference. That's the good part about it.
Used to be, we walked through the grocery aisle, and when we walked through the grocery aisle, you got an eye full of what might or might not be true, and the whole mystique of that was to, now,
I wonder if he could. Yeah.
Right. Now,
like we believed in our celebrities.
Yeah. And what you have now is you have their words are now they stick. If you have something to do with politics and you're speaking on that shit, whether you spoke out of pocket or not, that shit don't go nowhere. It's internet's forever. If you're fucked up, if you're doing drugs and all this other shit, we had to find out when Daryl Strawberry was snorting powder and all the rest of them. We had to find out from the news. We gotta find that shit out now to get on live.
But look, let's talk about how it even goes a little further back, right?
Yeah.
Because, and I don't know if y'all agree with this, but just recently, Jerry Jones, a photo was released of Jerry Jones, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he was in front of that school, right? And this happened, back in the 60s?
And you
that
know
shit came back to hunt his ass and bite him in the ass.
But the internet is a dangerous place, and I'm going to tell you why. If we judge Malcolm X, Maya Angelou, and quite a few other notable people for who they were when they were 18 and 23.
You're right.
You understand? So that's what's fucked up about.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the internet will go back and find some shit from like 40 years ago.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I think it's a bad thing.
No, because a good kid should get credit from the beginning. If you was a good kid and you became a great person and a leader that's beautiful. Just like the bad kids.
What happens if you made mistakes in your life and you went and sought out? let's say it might have been bad enough that you needed counseling, and it might have been not so bad. But what
it's still a testament to teaching the people. Look, he wasn't perfect. He was fucked up too, like you. But now look at him.
We don't even know if he was fucked up because there's no there's no video. Like we don't know what the fuck he was standing there doing. They could have honestly just hurted all the students.
I wasn't specific with it. I'm just saying.
I'm saying like he's getting dragged for it, and I don't know if he did it or not.
Who are you talking about? Because I was talking generally.
Oh, I'm talking the Jerry Jones scenario. So like with that picture, there's no video, there's no voice. You can't tell if he was just herded over there with them other kids because they used to do that.
Now, see, I don't want to say that one right or wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. One reason why I don't want to say right is because, again, the internet, it's so much shit you can alter now. And then here's the other thing. With the internet, we're finding out about pedophiles and people being murdered, like what happened in fucking Mexico. And
we need to find out that shit. You're right.
I like information. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fucking bizarre, man.
You get what I'm saying? But then on the other hand, and this was a conversation we had, remember, we were talking about racists and releasing their numbers. If you don't like me because of my color, that's your business. I don't care. I don't feel like your address should be leaked because of that, because you have kids and shit. But if you are a danger, and if you are in a position of power or in any sort of position where you have influence with your views, then yes, by all means expose them. But I do think now we have to be very careful because karma's a bitch. Even if you're doing the right thing, you got to look at how you do the right thing and how you go about it, because something could come back and bite you in the ass.
Yep. You know? That's why we had that show on the panel about the internet, and check it out. But yeah, about
we were just talking about that too.
Well, I think that's an ongoing conversation. You know, I think that never ends. We got to continue to analyze that. That's crazy.
I mean, because it's crazy because I've seen a pedophile get caught, and I've seen a man get wrongly accused for being a pedophile.
For the internet.
Because of the internet. There's a guy named Duty Low. I don't know, Bush, if you know who that is, but his girlfriend was an influencer, and she had this elaborate story about how he shoved nuts and bolts in the little boy's behind.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Never heard that.
They had to go through a whole policy. Like, this is still ongoing right now, right? And he's fighting for his innocence. He's not in jail. There has been no charges pressed. And now you got to go through the motions of that shit, right?
But and you know, if your name attached to anything like that,
what's up, high
for you? For me, it's over for you. You better get the stay the fuck away from me. Something might happen to you. That's just me. Just your name being attached to it. That's just my. You know what I mean? So imagine,
that's that bullshit right there.
That's the fucked up thing about when you start talking about rape, DV, domestic violence. And you start talking about stuff like being a pedophile. All three of those things, you are guilty until you are proven innocent. That is a fact. Be it the court of law or be it the court of the internet. You are guilty because here's the thing. I'm just going to assume you did the shit because I don't want to take no chances with my kids. You know?
Thank you. Yep.
And
you got it?
But you still got to be careful because then we look fucked up if you didn't do the shit. Like Trey Songz.
Yeah.
You can't say like Trey Songz, you wasn't there.
But you know,
that's what I'm saying. We don't know if it or not because
exactly.
You know, it looks bad because every time you look up, he's in something about it. But here's the other thing: no charges are sticking. There's no arrest being made.
When you got money, you know things happen.
We don't know if this is another R. Kelly situation, which it could be, or is he being lied on? It's just one of those things you don't fucking know unless you're in.
Shit, yeah, you're right. It's tricky, but at the same time, it's so sad because you don't want to make the wrong. Any decision you make, if it's wrong, it's fuck the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Like, but it may not even be wrong. You know what I mean? You could be innocent. Shit.
That's right.
I mean,
they just don't know. Everything's just up in the air with a lot of stuff.
Who is that?
I thought the story was really weird. You know. Wasn't coming together like Dutch said. Something's not right there, you know.
Hey,
Tory, right?
Time out. So who's the spirit? Do we know who the spirit is?
No, I don't know him.
The spirit is trying to join us.
Well, tell me what's his. I don't know him, so I never seen him before, but I
Spirit.
fuck with him. I appreciate you.
Hey, Spirit, if you got a phone number for one of us, go ahead and hit us on the hit us in our
Or hit the Bullite Graham with your
or
number.
hit the Bullite Graham, and then we could go ahead and put you in. We don't mind you joining.
It's
Absolutely.
Bullite
Please don't
underscore
do no
Graham.
restrictions, bro.
Bullites underscore Graham. And that's the Instagram.
So
But,
if you do that, we can get you up on here with us. All right, man.
Let's get to
So look, let's talk about this. Bush, you and I were having a great conversation in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Let me on first. Okay, I don't know what this dude is, so we're just gonna. And
No, we fuck with him, but I'm just saying.
no, we fuck with him, but like we
on, I
can't.
need to see what's up
Yeah,
first.
and we can't just post in the comments the link to get onto the show.
Mm-mm.
So we have to do it on a. Okay, that's what's up, man. Well, let us know. Go ahead and hit up Bullite. So again, let's talk about what we were talking about earlier about snitches and T.I. and what's going on with that shit.
Oh yeah, everybody, you know, there's been a lot of controversy around T.I. because he was accused of being a rat because he got caught with 1,000 guns. That's over exaggerating or whatever, but he got caught with a lot of big guns, a lot of illegal shit as a felon. He was a felon.
He got caught with
selling drugs before.
He had assault rifles.
Wait.
Rifles,
Let's let him finish his point.
He did time for selling crack, so he was already a felon.
Okay.
And then he got caught with all these big ass guns, and everybody was wondering how the fuck he got off. Now, the details came out from his mouth that his cousin, who was caught with him, his co-defendant, ended up getting killed after the case. I didn't go into the detail. I didn't research how his cousin ended up getting killed either. But his cousin got killed. So T.I. admitted recently that the way he beat that case is he said it was his cousin's. And he said basically, oh, I talked to my cousin after he died. He said he talked to him. So he's saying, he's such a extraordinary individual with the high vocabulary to where he was able to speak to the dead. And he talked to his cousin, and his cousin told him, I'll take all the charges. So he actually told on his dead cousin, rest in peace. And that's how he got all of them charges. A lot of people was like, what the fuck? And a lot of people are questioning. They're like, that's not the only person you told on if you really willing to do that type of shit. You feel me?
Yeah. And there have been accusations before, right, about him snitching.
Remember
What'd you say?
The 1-800 snitching commercial?
Man, yep. That was a
you remember that? Oh, there was an actual commercial.
1-800 Tips, and his rap name is Tip, T-I-P.
Yep.
That's a damn shame.
You never seen the commercial?
I seen it. Yep.
I don't remember seeing it.
Oh yeah, he's got to stop snitching commercial. I mean, not the 1-800 snitch commercial.
Yeah, the snitch commercial.
Wow.
So sorry.
If you see something and it's in your neighborhood, like he even had like a little monologue and everything, and you see something because my mama live in this neighborhood, and you got to call the police, dog.
For
like,
real?
Yeah.
Oh, you was in the South and you seen the real ones.
Wait. We gotta Google that. Hold up. Somebody Google that and see if they can put it up on the screen.
Snitch commercial. Hold on. What would I look under? Hold on.
It'd be T.I. snitch commercial. So
I
while
seen
one
of them.
So while she's looking that up, I mean, so
and there's nothing wrong with it if you're a law-abiding citizen, but if you're out here representing a certain gangster and you're preaching to the kids about this and that, and you're lying to the kids, and you're really a fucking scumbag.
There we go.
Who will tell on your friend?
Can't see it. Hold up.
That can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you got to do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And his name is T.I.P. Tip. Damn. He be settling. That's some bullshit.
Channel 2, community coverage.
That's the whole commercial. Bush, I don't know if you saw the whole thing.
Well, gosh darn. So he just told us who he was.
Huh?
He told us who he is. But the sad part about it is if you in that lifestyle,
now
like you're trying to be Billy Badass, you can't be snitching on everybody.
So then I'm with Bush. If you was a law-abiding citizen and you just got caught up in some shit, by all means, do what you gotta do to save your ass.
Yeah.
But if you live in a lifestyle, live by the gun, die by the gun, shut the fuck up. Be quiet. Because you don't get to do your shit and get caught and then gonna tell on everybody else.
But you know what? That's how, and Bush and I were talking about that.
Kobe did that shit. God rest his
Everybody
soul.
does that shit.
But
Though.
Kobe did that same shit. Kobe got caught fucking around.
Kobe did it.
Shrek
Fucking
did it.
Meeks, Big Meech's crew did it.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
Thank you.
Caught, bro. Do your shit. You got caught. What the fuck did me? What does me fucking an elephant holding his tail got anything to do with what he did over there?
That's
Not at
why
all.
if I did crimes, I do it solo. Dolo.
Yo,
solo.
Malika.
That's only one lie
What
to be
up?
told, and that's
When
it.
we were speaking, you gave up a good point. I don't know if you said that yet about the guy who his cousin's kids and the legacy of them. And
Oh
the
yeah,
family.
and so
And
a lot of
if it's
guys
not
think that
true,
it's cool to snitch, and they don't have. There's no collateral. There's no impact from their snitching, but that collateral damage hurts the whole family. It hurts their parents. You know what I mean? Because
y'all don't even know.
Yeah, if you in a situation where your parents thought you were great and there was no big deal, and everybody in the community thought you were great, and everybody showed up at your funeral. Now you've just embarrassed hundreds of people.
That's crazy.
That were at your
That's a good
funeral.
point.
What do you think happens to the mob bosses when, like, with the Italians, and they find out that your father was a rat? You know,
Kill
your
it.
father
Thank
was a
you.
rat. What? You a rat?
No,
Period.
but not only that. No, we're talking about he put the dirt on the guy, and we know it was T.I. Everybody with common sense knows T.I. is the man. He had the money. He the one that purchased all them damn. Everybody know that.
So
but
when I say
he
hurts
put it
your
on
family,
the dude, you know, and it's like,
I
you
think
know what I
it
mean?
hurts your family because however they look at your parents, the kids gotta take that. These kids still gotta go to school.
That's what I'm saying. That's the collateral damage I'm talking about.
You must be just like him. You must be fucked up. People are going to associate you with whatever your family did.
That's right.
Whoever you associate with, though, right?
And you ain't getting
So
out of
to
that.
say that T.I.'s cousin, he's dead now. This man ain't here to defend himself.
For anything.
And
you know
so
what?
this man is dragging his name
Don't
through
tell
the
no
mud
lie.
on some bullshit.
Yep.
Don't tell
It's
no
disgusting.
story.
I don't appreciate that. And and that's the same thing, Dutch. I don't know if you know that dude Keefe D. That's what he did to the alleged real murderers of Tupac. You know, he gave up his nephew who died, saying he's the one that killed Tupac. Now imagine
Orlando Anderson.
Now imagine Orlando Nia, because that point is so crazy. Nobody really talked about that. Orlando Anderson's kids and his family and his whole legacy. Oh, you killed Tupac. You feel me? That's terrible. That's fucked up. Go do your time, homie. It's over. Sorry.
Do it like a man.
That's how it
do
go
it
down.
like
Take
a
deep
man.
breath.
Hey, so did you guys hear about? And Dutch, if you got some pop culture, just jump on in, honey. But did you guys hear about the little boy that shot his mom?
Yes, I got the whole
virtual
story.
reality.
Y'all want the whole story?
Oh, she wouldn't buy the shit.
Story?
Yeah, go ahead, Dutch.
Yeah, that's bizarre, man.
That's crazy.
I'm 43, 44. His mother's same age as me. My son is the same age. So I'm trying to wrap my mind when I look at my kid.
Wow.
Little boy, mother decides, you can't play the VR. No, you can't play it. So what he decides to do was go into his mother's lockbox. He went and shot her. But here's the story that he told the cops. He told the cops that he was upset and he was twirling the gun and that he went. And here's why the story didn't work for the cops. Because when they checked, there was a purchase right after the timeline of her being shot. Mm-hmm. There was a purchase for the VR. The fucker went to Amazon after he shot and killed his mama.
He went to Amazon and copped it right after
he copped it in a fucking way. And then admitted to the cops. So once they put a little pressure on him, he finally admitted that, no, he wasn't twirling it. He shot her. And so now the family's saying, oh, well, he's having mental health issues. Fuck that. I don't want to say that. Initially, I said, his brain isn't developed fully. But now when I start thinking about this generation, dude, we got monks smoking meth, dog. Lock his ass up. We got monks smoking meth. Lock him the fuck up. World is fucked up.
How old is he again?
He's 10. Here's the problem. He was smart enough.
He gotta go. Yeah, lock his ass up. I don't give a fuck.
And purchased
بدورة على مستوى فني عالمي أكاديمي حابين تروني بدورة على.
Wait, what's going on?
I don't know. That ain't me.
Me either.
That's not me.
Somebody hacking.
Not me.
Look at you. Yeah, he looks guilty.
It's not me.
Jimmy watching something.
It's not me. I didn't do nothing. It's not me. I'm not pulling no TR shit here, man.
Watching an educational video over there.
No. I was trying to find a little bit more about this story and pull up a thing I read that you guys were talking about.
I
Yeah.
know.
So I'm
Sounded
sorry
like
if
it too. Yeah, it sounded like.
So, but for
Sounded like it was in Spanish. I was like, wait a minute.
I'm trying to throw a twist in here. All right, guys, come on, man. It works sometimes. It works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Sounded like it.
We love you, Jim. We love you. So
There's
Dex, what were you saying?
but outside of that, yeah, lock his ass up. Well, I do have some real quick stuff to speed through. People are not too happy with Saweetie right now. Her projected album sales are 2,000 copies, but that's not what people are sad about it.
Who is Sweetie?
She used to date Quavo, who is
You don't know that rapper Sweetie? She got a lot of hit songs though.
She do?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do that? Bush, you doing that right now? Did you call them what? You called them what kind of song?
Well, she got songs that fucking make money.
So Sweetie does have some catchy type, but rapper, she's not really a rapper. So people really hate when she raps, right? But she keeps a bag and she dates a lot of influential rappers. And it has started a lot of controversy with the Migos and with Lil Baby.
Turn your lights off, bro.
Oh yeah, was she the one that supposedly Takeoff or Quavo slept with, or whoever Cardi B is married?
Well, here's why people thought it was tasteless. She dropped her album. So her and Quavo had little words musically. He dropped a song and told what really happened because she was interviewed by one of the city girls, Carisha, on a show called Carisha.
Okay.
And so she kind of spilled some of the beans on the Carisha Please about her and Quavo and, just little tips. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So now Quavo drops a song to kind of put on blast what really happened. Well, right after that, his nephew Takeoff was murdered. People aren't happy with her because she drops this song kind of giving out all their business while the dude is grieving. So people are having mixed emotions, like that's real fucking tacky. And then you have some people that are ghetto as fuck that are like, oh, well, nobody said anything when she did it, when he said something. But like, come on, dog, there's a time and a place. Like, y'all can resume this little...
give me 2 weeks to mourn.
Yeah, like...
The Trojans, and the Greeks gave the Trojans a week to bury the dead, mourn,
Mourn, yeah. And so people are thinking that's a little tacky of her. Also, the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, fucking 3 years later, the trial is underway right now.
Did he shoot the bitch or not?
That's what we're trying to figure out, because Megan might have lied, allegedly. Tory might have shot her, allegedly. And it's so hard to tell right now because Megan, and I'm a Megan Thee Stallion fan, but to a degree. I support all my Houston rappers, but my problem with Megan is a heavy drinker. And I want to know, if you was that fucked up, how do you know what really happened that night? One, and her story didn't line up because she didn't call the cops. She lied and supposedly it was glass and all this other shit. And then when her and Tory started getting into it, weeks later, she finally went to the cops and told them, oh, he shot me. So that's the first reason why motherfuckers are looking like, hold on. So that she originally said, I got shot, he shot me. Originally, it was some bogus ass story that she put out. And it started off having something to do with, basically, she was fucking her best friend's man. Tory Lanez was fucking her best friend, Kelsey. And Megan was fucking him. Tory was also trying to fuck with Kylie. And Kylie might get called as a witness to the stand, per his lawyer. All this just came out yesterday. So this started in Kylie's house.
Wait. So Megan really is a hoe. Her music is truthful about her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She was fucking Moneybag Yo, who is now that girl Ari Fletcher. That's her man now, or whatever. They're all fucking each other. It's the industry, bro. They're all.
I get it, but
the men, the women, they're all passed.
Yeah, but you don't fuck your best friend's man. Like
no.
There's a line.
No.
There's a fucking line.
But back to the case, though. Here's what's fucked up about this case. This shit started in Kylie Jenner's house. It didn't start in the car. And Kylie's been real quiet about it because of who she is. But this did not start in the car like everybody has said. It started at Kylie's house. And why Kylie is possibly going to get called, because they need to establish that it started inside at the pool party and that Megan left. And Megan lives less than a mile away. And that Megan actually came back for the bullshit. So Megan tripped out while she was there, yes. And Megan...
What is she tripping out on? First of all...
Let me get through it first. Let me get through it first.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So initially, they had a pool party. Tory Lanez was flirting with Kylie. Megan got pissed off and tripped out. she also sustained some injuries at the party. This is pre getting shot. This is before she ever even allegedly got shot.
This is so bizarre, man.
Isn't it? Now, they leave the party. I'm assuming Kylie told everybody to get the fuck out because the party done went to shit. And now they end up in the same. Well, in all this arguing, you're mad that he's trying to flirt with Kylie. And it comes out that, wait a minute, why are you mad? That's my man. Why are you mad? He's trying to fuck Kylie. Oh, shit. Oops. Yeah, I've been fucking my best friend's man, and I ain't want him to fuck. It's a whole big ass mess. Megan has also gotten caught in a couple of lies. Now, with Tory also has a history of dumb shit since all of this has happened. Now, in all fairness, I will say this: Tory is also an independent artist as well. When you are an independent artist, it's a little bit different. I also would like to point out that Megan is working with Rock Nation, and their pockets are very deep. Do you understand?
Working with who? You broke
Rock
up.
Nation.
Okay.
Rock Nation. They're working with Rock Nation. So today in the trial, there was a witness that was critical to Tory's side of this trial, and it was an investigator, actually a cop, who was just relieved from duty for beating the shit out of his wife. How are you called to the stand on a domestic violence case and you got kicked off the force for domestic violence? So now he's not a credible witness. So that hurts Tory. It hurts both of them because he was supposed to be there to say, hey, this is what happened. And Megan's defense.
You know what? Let's get to the bottom of this. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody doing no fucking real time off of this case. They both got money. Nobody got killed. Nobody died. Tory gonna pay a little fine, you know what I mean? And really, he getting in trouble, but he still his money outlasting the shit. He not doing nothing real serious. You feel me? My prediction is he gonna get a hella probation and pay some money restitution.
Yeah, but now let me ask you a question though. That's if he proves again. This is gonna be a battle of whose lawyer is better because we don't. This is a really fucked up case. Now, if Megan loses this case, she's done. Tory loses this case, he might be able to, he's done too, but he might be able to salvage something of his career, right? If Megan lied or if she loses, even if she didn't, she's done. Because the whole protect black women shit, people are going to come for her for that. Yeah. Another black man that did not lied on her, whether he really lied or not, it's going to be about the lawyers. And if it comes out that she loses this case and that whole protect black women and that campaign she's been running, she's done. And people are already, they fuck with Tory.
But people fuck with Megan too. A lot of people. And I don't know if she telling a lie because that's too elaborate for me to believe. But I don't know. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie, you know. Well, a lot of people have been saying she lying.
Well, originally, so now the part that came out was the bullet fragments. They lost the fragments. Y'all know that, right?
They lost them, so there were bullet fragments. Somebody had them.
They can't prove that there. It says glass. She originally said it was glass. Then they said it's bullets. Then they're saying like she posted something. The fragments. There were fragments pulled out. Now they need the fucking fragments, and somehow they've been just disappeared. You see what I'm saying? So there's so much shit with this case that you really don't know who the fuck is lying. You want me to tell you what I think happened? I think everybody's lying. I think everybody's fucking lying, and I think everybody's telling the truth. I think she got stupid because she was drunk as fuck. I think he got cocky because he's short as fuck. And I think a whole bunch of shit happened, and nobody would remember because they were all too fucked up to remember. And that, my friend, is the truth. That's what I think happened.
She said it, not me.
Damn.
Short people. Nah, let me stop.
Because to me, that's the only logical. Neither one of their sides are logical. Both of their sides is bizarre as fuck. It's illogical. So the only logic to me is y'all went to a party. Y'all got fucked up. Y'all were too inebriated to even know what started what.
And you don't think jealousy played in this?
Hell yeah, jealousy played in that.
Oh yeah.
He was fucking on both of them girls.
I think
and they was both
hot
girls.
Started it. Tried to holler at Kylie in their face.
Yeah, jealousy started it.
Jealousy was the catalyst for all of this shit. And I think Megan's 5'11" and it came out that you done fucked the dude that was 5'3" that got hair plugs. She mad about that shit.
He not 5'3", Dutch.
Yes.
Wow.
That's bizarre, man.
Hey, Bush, leave those people alone. We love the little people. Some
We
of the
love
little
them.
people got hard fights.
Wait, Bush, you didn't know he was really 5'4"?
Was Caitlin there?
He's really 5'4", dog.
What's crazy?
That's a real thing. He's 5'4",
Wow.
and she's 5'10".
Yeah, she was like, little nigga,
He
sit
was
down.
climbing that tree.
Yeah. Let me make sure. Let me double check.
That's short as fuck.
The untrusty internet.
That's almost midget status.
How
For
tall
real.
is
That's
Lane?
almost midget size.
You know what, Bush? Stop talking about the little people. We got
I'm
too many
sorry,
little
I mean,
people in
little
our
people.
family.
Jimmy's 5'3".
5'3". He is.
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm tall, but I'm really short. I'm only 5'3".
Really, Jim? You a little
Yeah,
guy?
right.
Babe,
This
I'm
motherfucker's
5'3". If
big as hell.
you might miss me if I knock on your door. You might miss me and slam the door in my face because you said you didn't see me.
I mean, my peephole's at my eye level, so I'll definitely miss you.
I'm 6'1.5".
Lies about his how tall he is in his mugshot, and
He lied in his mugshot.
no, he always says he's 5'3". So they pulled up this. Here's all the rappers with mugshots, right? Lane's is right here, dog.
Oh, he a little guy. Gotta
Sorry,
love the little
he's
guys.
5'3". He's a little guy. Hey, he got anger issues, dog. Because
He got the Napoleon complex.
Like, yeah,
going on.
the small man complex,
The
Napoleon.
Napoleon complex. So look, on our last topic that we're going to jump in, let's talk about how Georgia spoke out last night, right?
Jimmy,
Applause to Georgia. I know Jimmy wants to.
thank you.
I'm ready.
Even
I'm
though
freaking ready for this one, baby.
yeah. So Georgia just voted in their new Senate person, their Senate representative, and that is going to be Senator
Warnock.
Yeah, Warnock won. Herschel Walker was running in this race. It was very controversial. Herschel was saying some stuff. A lot of stuff was coming out about Herschel that didn't look good, but you know, George came back. But I think it's interesting that it was so close to begin with, right? Like that state is really split down the middle for sure. He only won 51.4 to 48.6. So he only won by like a couple of percentage points.
Yeah, it's very tight. It was a very tight race.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, a lot of the political analysts were confused about that because this was a big win for the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Democrats winning this Senate seat was very big because, and also, again, it's true. Warnock kept his cool, and Herschel Walker went the other way. Listening to the rhetoric of Trump, and they thought that Trump would have been solid for him, but actually, that's the reason why he lost. He lost because of Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And Georgia, you know, there's a lot of resentment for Trump because of the illegalities of him trying to overturn the election and get me 11,000 votes. So, you know, you played dishonesty with people. But yeah, that was really interesting, man. But honestly, Herschel Walker did not deserve to win. He's not a politician. He is, again, he's got women, he's got kids out of wedlock with a lot of women, you know, and I'm surprised a lot of that didn't come out, but it's pretty weird, you know, Malik, it's pretty weird, man.
I think it's pretty interesting how the country is starting to sway a little bit, right?
Oh,
because,
yeah.
I was over at the SEC game this weekend, right? Or last weekend. And this is what I took a picture of. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, a whole group of black folk for Herschel Walker.
Wow.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
And Herschel had the bus
interesting.
coming around and everything. So it's kind of interesting now to see the country starting to shift a little bit. And I'm wondering what the cause of that is. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you got to remember, there's a lot of white voters that do not like Trump now because of the lies and his rhetoric. And I think
we'll see, Jimmy. I don't know how right you are about that.
Yeah,
I'm very right about that.
Bush,
Trump's done.
Did you see the picture I showed, Jim?
7 people showed up to his rally. 7 people. Did you hear what I said? Not 7,000. 7 people.
I don't know. What is that? No, wait.
You see what I showed, Jim?
His rally, or was he just there somewhere? What is that?
No, it was a rally.
So I was at the SEC championship this past weekend.
Those are all Trumpers.
Yeah.
All
no.
Trumpers.
Black supporters for Herschel Walker and Trump. Yep.
Yep.
And it's like, how many of them?
Well, here's the thing, though. There's a lot of closet black folk that are Republican.
That's a
Let's
fact.
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I came just in time.
There are plenty of closet black folk that vote Republican. It's weird because the shift is changing now.
Jimmy, how do you feel about that?
It's because of the rhetoric and the people listening to the lies and listening to the craziness. I'm sorry, it's the truth. You know, we don't realize that, again, we do not have a lot of smart people in this country. We just don't.
Oh, you're saying
because they're not
because
smart, though, Jim.
you're
Well, listen,
insulting
I
all of
want to
these
explain something to you. We talked about this. What I have a lot of what I'm upset about is that a real smart person, a real interestingly smart person who is trying to bring this country together is Dr. Dyson, and he never got credit for what he did with what what Obama and Biden did by allowing him to take over these neighborhoods. And since then, 80% of the crime went down. And
So
Trump
what did
took
Dyson
credit.
do? What did Dyson exactly do? Like, what did he
Well,
do?
okay, so you have a deprived community, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What he brought in social services. He brought in community boards that set up like a YMCA and a recreational centers and educational centers that had a library in it, basketball courts. And he made the kids astute. They weren't on the street anymore. They were learning. And that was the problem. There was not these programs to get these kids out of this deprived and depressed areas that all you had was gang banging. And Dr. Dyson was a direct reason that over, I think it was 7,000 Black people that would have been in the streets, either dead or whatever, are now graduating college. Almost 10% of that are going to be doctors. 30% are going to be lawyers. And these are people that directly from Dr. Dyson's work, and Biden was the one that really set it up. Obama said, hey, Biden, I want to set up these programs for these areas. And this was white people. Yeah, and this was white people too. And Dyson did. This remarkable man never took credit for that.
Jimmy,
and
let
here
me
you got
jump
this.
in really quick.
Yeah,
okay,
and here,
so and I'm not trying to come for you, but I'm about to come for you, right?
No.
You're talking about 7,000 kids.
Yes.
7,000. That's not a lot.
No, but guess
how many
what?
people we have in this country hold fast. And the perception is that there's more poor Black people than there are middle class and well off. The middle class Black community has grown so much lately. It really has. And so the target, like there's only a certain level of poor people. Everybody ain't poor no more.
Can I chime in?
That's not true, Malik. That's not true.
Everybody ain't poor no more.
No, let me chime in. And I don't mean to step
There's
on
still a
nobody.
lot of poor people, Malika.
No,
Yes.
I get it, but they're not the majority.
Yes, they are.
Here's where I'm going to chime in. If anybody has a phone and you go right now and look at in the U.S. who is the largest retail financial holder of dollars, do y'all know who it is?
Black middle class. It's the Black middle class,
and not only, and it's growing. Now, mind you, this is a graph. The only reason why I know this is because I do project management work, right? So you have to look at demographics and all this other shit. Right now, and this was about 2 weeks ago that I looked at this. The largest holding buying power right now in the U.S. is Black people and growing. Not at a stagnant rate, but and growing. And
I'm hearing that trillion number. I'm still amazed. I'm like, wow.
Because
go
they
ahead. I'm
got
sorry.
it though.
And
some of these communities. Go ahead, Dutch.
So it is what she's saying is not an untrue fact. It's one of those things where we're so conditioned and seeing poor and looking at ourselves. Why do we forget that there's poor Black people in the ghettos, there's poor white trash in the trailer parks, there's poor Hispanics in the projects, there's poor Asians. You understand? And shit, I live in this shit right now. And you want to know who got money out here? It ain't just white folk.
Black folk too. Black
folks and white folks out here. It's not the myth of, we've always taught that Asians have this money in this monetary system where
they don't.
They're poor as fuck here. Yeah. They are poor as fuck here.
And I'm tired of perpetuating the the image that black folk ain't got it. The federal government is one of the highest employers of people of color. There are so many, and if you go to like in Maryland, Prince George's County, black millionaires all over the place. There are so many black entrepreneurs out there that are doing their thing, and so these people are business owners, and they're typically small business owners. That's why they voted for Trump.
Yeah, but
Trump was
y'all
not gonna
saying
raise
it like it's
taxes
like
and
a
things
majority thing.
Yeah, but
And
Trump
that's what it
Minority,
is.
very
But
minority.
Trump had nothing to do with
Who told you
that.
that we were the minority? Who told you that? Why do you believe, Bush, that we are the minority?
Because I see nothing but poor black folk around
But
me.
that's who you hang around.
Y'all don't hear this?
What's going on? A ghost?
Look, you guys.
A volcano. Oh my God.
What just happened?
She's spoiled out there in Hawaii. It looked
I
beautiful
don't know
to
what
me.
the fuck. She got a breeze and she
It
jumped
actually
up.
looks beautiful, but
No, so it looks good, y'all. Y'all don't hear stuff flying around. There's stuff flying around falling.
Damn, girl, shut the window.
Wait, what just happened? But Dutch, what just happened to you? What just happened?
Somebody stuffed
Shout out
their
James Hudson.
porch onto my porch from next door. That means that's really hard wind. We're about to get a storm.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, you better be
y'all
careful.
talking about a breeze and shit. I might die. Shit.
Go interior, girl.
Man, you out there spoiled like a motherfucker. It looks beautiful. I'll be outside dancing.
It's like, whoa.
Don't even believe
You thought somebody was breaking her house.
Yeah, right.
No, so it's those winds. That's not good. That's not good at all. I live right by the beach, so that means it's about to get nasty over here.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta be safe too. You by the water and shit.
Yeah.
Y'all better quit thinking that all this shit is paradise out there.
We recognize. You living in hell on an island.
I'm sorry, it do though. I'm sorry, it looked beautiful.
It
I'm
looked
sorry.
beautiful. I was like, shit, I wish I could have looked at that today.
It's about to get nasty out here. That's what that is. Shit, man.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I don't think that we are the minority. I don't. And the reason why I don't think that we're the minority is because first you got to start from the beginning. They shrunk on a map certain countries, and they made certain countries larger to make Africa seem a lot smaller. When the truth is, all the countries, all of them, can fit into that one continent. When you start looking at the size of this continent and every other country in the world can fit into that one continent, you really got to ask yourself, who the fuck said we're the minority? There's a whole continent. Are you saying, so if you say minority, I mean, in a neighborhood, in a certain place, but I can go to one state. I can go to Virginia. Shit, ain't nothing but black folks in Virginia. You can go to a lot
with a lot of money.
You can go to a lot of states.
But what are we talking about? Poor? We talking about? Aren't we talking about the majority of black people in America are poor?
I'm talking about poor people. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's talk about DC, the DC area. You go to DC, all you see is black lawyers, black doctors, black educators, people that have made a way, and it's quite a black politician. You go there and that's I hear whispering. But you go there and you hear all time, you hear all time. It's kind of like what Jimmy said. Jimmy said it a couple weeks ago when I was talking about, football and them being contracted and almost being like slavery. But that was in that particular conversation. But Jimmy also made a point and said, hey man, I know a lot of doctors that work their asses off. Or I know a black guy that's a doctor that worked his ass off and he did it. And he did the work.
Yeah.
And he made it to where the fuck he had to. And truth is, that is the story nowadays more times than not. You know what I mean? That is the truth more times than not because our parents afforded us the opportunity to not have to go through the shit that they went through. So we are far more educated. We are far more, we do have more financial gain than our parents do. Our kids are doing shit that we would have never been able to do as kids.
Shout out.
So
yeah, and that's how it grows. That's how it goes,
Yeah.
But Dyson is the real reason why black people, because they're able to get the education, And again, I say this. I was saying, Malik, the 7,000 people that he did within the first year, which he started this in 2009, were deprived people, deprived kids that were on the street doing bad things that became very prominent. And that's what I meant. I was just making one point. But like Dutch said, he was giving the ability of education. This has been going on since 2009 that Dyson did this. And that's why you have a lot more black people being more stable. Obama wanted it, and Biden was the one that set it off. And that's why a lot of people don't realize it wasn't Trump that did anything. It's a
Yeah, I agree,
misconception.
Jimmy. I agree.
You know, I'm sorry, Dr. Dyson, the Trump is not smart enough to bring in all these neighborhoods and restructure them. Hey, we're going to get these 100,000 people. They're going to make we're going to make them lawyers, and we're going to. My doctor is black. And again, I said that, but you got to understand something.
What does that mean? Why do you say that?
What he's trying to say, he's trying to express that there are more black people in a position of being think about it.
Absolutely.
Which means that there's more black people making money.
So here's what
Absolutely.
I'm going to say what Jimmy's trying to say because I think it'll come differently from me saying it, right? It's fucked up, but it's the truth. What Jimmy's trying to say is, I want y'all to look back. How many white males had a black doctor 20 fucking years ago?
No way.
Not a one.
So I get what he's trying. That's what he's trying to say. You got to think with Jimmy, he's going to get flack for saying certain shit. So we got to learn how to kind of pick up on that. And so that's what he was trying to say. Like, I got a black doctor. Back in the day, that shit wouldn't have happened.
Never happened. Absolutely, no. Dutch. Never happened.
Would not have been even if it was allowed.
I was going to say maybe a little further back than 20 years ago because my daughter's pediatrician 20 years ago. But your
daughter's black though.
That's true.
We're talking about a white man purposely seeking out a black doctor. Jimmy went and looked for a black doctor or accepted that he had one. This is a white male.
Yeah, so, that's a big fucking deal, Jim.
Yeah, so for us, 20 years ago.
He's a great guy, very smart. And honestly, I was recommended to him when I went in. I didn't look at him as if he was black or anything. I looked at him as a man. And he actually treats me, takes care of me. He doesn't want to put me on this or put me on medicine. Jim, I'm really learning this nutritional stuff. And he's got me reading books. But again, this is a guy that came from a poor neighborhood, and he really has his own office. He's building a beautiful house. He's just bought his wife a Mercedes, and he goes on trips, and he's just like anybody else. But yes, he is black, and I never in my life ever saw a black doctor. Maybe an Arab, maybe an Indian, maybe. But
you never watched Bill Cosby, Jimmy?
No,
I'm sorry.
Here's
never mind.
I'm gonna make a point of this, right?
He just made
how often back in the day, people wanted you to know, my son the dentist, but that was it was a thing where a white man, a prestigious or not even a blue collar, that
exactly
went around bragging about. You didn't go around bragging about your black doctor. That's how far advanced we are now.
That's right.
He's fucking proud that this man has made, it's people like that. And that's why I had another conversation. Not all white people are enemies. We have a lot of allies.
No people are my enemies, but I just recognize negativity in certain people and positivity. But everybody, I'm a humanist. All people are people.
Yes, and I'm probably gonna get crucified for this, but I don't give a fuck. Stop saying that we can't be racist. Y'all, not y'all. Black folks, please stop saying.
Oh, sometimes we're the worst.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't.
Y'all just don't know, Jimmy. You just don't know.
No, it's the truth, man.
Black people can't be racist.
Oh, bro. You knew his ass. No, but
what are you talking about, Mook? Anybody could be, man.
Mook is fucking around. He's fucking around.
I know he is. I know he's throwing out his shit, man. Hey, Mook, that stuff's working good. Whatever you're taking, throw some my way.
I'm not taking nothing.
Before everybody think I was trying to jump on Jim. Jim, you made my point on one word. I think what Dyson did was amazing. I'm not taking away anything from what he's done. Unfortunately, sometimes it's upon us as Black people to come back into the community and help our people, and that's what we don't do. That's where we're lacking.
Well, the Italians don't do that either, Malik. That's why we have so many problems. That's why we have so many killings and shootings.
Jimmy, let me say this: every other race in this country does it much better than we do. We're individuals.
Absolutely.
We're individualists,
100%.
and we think individual. We think, how can I come up? How can I do this? How can blah 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 for me? Right? How's this man gonna help me out? I've said it many a times. So I'm voting for who gonna help me. We don't think the whole fucking community, right? And that's our failure as a culture. That is our failure because we don't go back and mentor these young kids. And that's why they end up in these situations. If more people volunteered to go back and help these young kids, we wouldn't have needed Mr. Dyson or Dr. Dyson to come in and do this for us. You know what I mean?
I do agree with that shit.
We don't do it at all. And we've got to reach back into our own communities so that we can make them better. And that's what we need to be doing. Now,
I agree with that.
I don't care which team you vote for or whatever. I am a moderate, so I vote down the middle. I vote with whoever's going to make, and I'm looking at it now, the community better for everybody.
Y'all want to know who I'm going to vote for? And this is some shallow shit, but it's the truth. You can't trust anybody. Everybody has a race issue. Black, white, Asian, or indifferent. Everybody has an issue with somebody.
Yep, I believe it.
Once you accept that this country is a corporate ran country, we need to be concerned with who is going to give us the most money to fix our shit. That because with money we fix our communities. With money, if you're religious, you fix your churches. If with money, you're able to fix your fucking roads. New York got some fucked up roads. All this money and how high it is to live over there, and
so does New York.
That's what I'm talking about. New York, Hawaii.
Yeah.
All the
so does Maryland.
Fucked up out here. We got a train system that train still ain't running yet, but this state makes all this money, but yet people are so poor. My thing is, who is going to bring us the most revenue to fix our broken country? Because when we have money, then we can afford the therapist. Then we can start healing with all this other shit that we need, and we can have community. The kids can go back to having PE with fucking
how about a band with some instruments? Because I know in California they cut out all the bands.
But in order to have instruments, we need money. In order to have good schools and to have equipment and to have education and to have books and to have all this shit, we need money.
Facts.
We can fix our community all day long, but with no money, we're still a broke ass country with a Gucci belt on.
Yep. Facts.
And whoever now, don't get me wrong. I don't want an asshole with no integrity just giving us money. You know, I want him to have some integrity or she to have some integrity. But at the end of it all, our country desperately, as much as people think we're this rich ass country,
we broke. California is broke. We have electricity from Arizona and everybody else.
Let's talk about it. When people start giving money, let's give money to the Russians and let's give money to the
they in debt just like we are.
Yeah, but that money. Yeah,
but even with the Haitians, even giving money to Haiti.
Listen, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change since Ronald Reagan declared.
But Jimmy, that's a bad attitude to have.
No, but wait a minute. It's not a bad attitude. It's a truthful attitude, and I want to explain to you why. We have lived in Reaganomics this whole time. Ronald Reagan de-taxed all the corporations from 90%. They were still making millions of dollars, okay? And now they're taxed less than 14%, and we're taxed 38%. Until that changes, nothing is going to happen. No, it's not. I don't care if you. First of all, Trump was for the rich. He's not for the poor or the middle class. He couldn't give two shits about us, and that's the truth. If we don't believe that, then we're fools. But that is the truth. And second of all, Republicans are known to keep the corporate attitude in this country. Democrats fight that. When Obama came in, they almost were going to crucify him because he wanted to start taxing the corporations again. But you got to remember, we're in Reaganomics.
Very true.
Personally, I think we need a whole new party.
But listen, my problem with Obama was, listen. And I'm coming from a place.
Here we go.
Hell yeah.
Give it to us, Judge.
You already know. I'm going to tell you my problem. How in the fuck do you fix, no offense to my gay friends and lesbian friends, my sister's gay, shit, I like the ladies too. That ain't your business. Listen, let me tell you. How in the hell fix problems for a new gender or people wanting to become something different when we got women that cannot have children? We have women that have fertility issues. We have men that have fertility issues. Why the fuck are we putting money into new shit when we're not fixing the old shit?
I think he did fix a lot of the old shit, you know.
Like
with
what?
Women's health care?
Yes.
I'm not talking about gay health care. I'm talking about women's health care. Then explain to me why science decided to go ahead and do uterine implants in men before they decided to do them in women. Tell me that.
I don't like that.
They started.
Demi, come on.
Still had the first 6.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening. She happens to be true. It's very true what she's saying. But again, you know, the medical profession, there's money in one thing and there's money not in the other, and you know, and
there's tons of money in women. Do you know how many women pay fertility specialists?
But
I'm talking
in gay health, gay rights, gay entertainment, gay everything.
Yeah, he's right.
Not just with women. We have men, and I'm talking about the U.S. Fuck everything else. No offense to you other countries, but this is my country, and we're gonna talk about the U.S. right now. We have males that have erectile dysfunction, and they don't even want to talk about it. You understand what I'm saying? We have males, black, white. I don't know about Asian men, but I know black and white men and Hispanic men have different health issues. We have health issues with, reproductive shit. If that wasn't what is that? Handmaid's Tale. That shit was based off of the shit that our country is going through because
right now,
suspended now. So I say that to say,
I know I'm moving to Canada soon, y'all.
A lot of people, but as a woman,
for real, I'm going with you.
My health care matters too before somebody else's. And I was a woman before they started coming up with all this new shit. And nobody told. Listen, if you feel that way, I don't knock anybody how you feel about your feelings if you're trans or whatever. But just like it's their job to look out for them, it's my job to look out for me and our job as women to look out for our own health care and explain to me why women cannot have babies. But they decided, science said, well, you know, we'll get back to them later. We're always the last man on the totem pole, the last to vote, allowed to vote, the last to be able to do anything. And now it's come to y'all are able to do uterine fucking transplants and y'all do it to men first because they want to have fucking babies. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Nah.
Yeah, I know. You know,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, you know, Mook. Hey, listen, I'm a straight guy. You're a straight guy. You know, and speaking to the female panel, yes, I agree with Dutch 100%. To me, I went to a grocery store today down here, and there was 6 men doing cashier work. I thought they were women. They were so feminine, so refined, and this is a disgrace that's going on in this country. But Dutch is right. Why? This man wants to be a woman, and I want to be able to have a baby, and they're trying to transform this completely. Why? And again, this is not a health issue. This is something
I just feel like
that's
it's
a
more research being
transformation,
done,
and we're not putting the money into where it has to go. And I agree with her 100%. You know, it's disgraceful what's going on right now.
Our birth rate is dropping. Did y'all know that?
Oh yeah, tremendous.
The birth rate is very low.
Right.
Our birth rate has dropped. So when you start looking at birth rates and shit like that, I'll give you prime example. Y'all know Indonesia just announced you cannot have extramarital affair.
Yeah, it's against the law.
It's against the law now. You also will no longer be allowed, if you are not married, you cannot live together because it's a predominantly Muslim country. We might not be looking at birth rates, but there are people we're the low men on the totem pole. But when you start looking at politicians and then you start looking at science and you start looking at doctors and all this other shit and the research that they have to do because it's part of their job, they're aware that our birth rate is dropping.
That's right.
Explain to me why now I got to be called a cis woman? No, I'm just a woman. I didn't ask for no fucking labels. Just because you guys want to go and play God and recreate shit and Obama said, hey, we got to give you guys a separate health care. This is cosmetic shit. Yeah. Now, if you're a kid, you need counseling.
Military's paying for people to have sex changes. Everybody.
Yes. But I have to pay $20,000 just to go and be seen to start having reproductive system medication and work done. When they're taking these motherfuckers as pro bono cases in Brazil and shit like that from here, men, and there's been 2 successful uterine transplants.
Wow.
They're not talking about that.
It's bizarre,
so
man.
Woman, that type of shit fucks with me when I start saying we need money. Not just because we're a broken country. We have women We have a low birth rate. We have men that are already in place, that were already here. We were already in certain things. Why the fuck does our money have to go? We're not saying that they don't deserve it. I'm saying wait your motherfucking turn. We have to wait your turn. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And Jimmy, when I said you had a bad attitude about it, I meant towards the way of we got to keep fighting, brother. We can't give up.
Well, again, listen, the only way that'll happen is that if we aggressively do what the French do. If we don't like it, when the French don't like a law, 600,000 people sat in front of the Capitol and nobody could drive, nobody could move, how are you going to arrest?
We don't do none of that in America.
No, we don't. And guess what? Because we're not unified, we have.
But guess what? Some people would say, oh, the Capitol, we did it then. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be
violent.
They went in there with an intent to hurt
and harm. Luke, let me tell you something. I can guarantee you, if we all came together and we don't like what the law does, because we are in a democracy, any one of us can open up a business and not be taxed like you're in Italy or France or Germany or anywhere else in this country. We are a democracy. We just have to fix things.
We are taxed if you open a business. What you mean?
What? No, but we're not taxed like if you go to Italy, they own 70% of your business.
Oh, hell no.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We are in a democracy.
Okay, that's the difference.
But why did we break windows, kill people? Why did people get shot and go in like idiots? Did you see those people sitting on? Look, I got a dialogue. What are you doing here?
They go kill the president. They're killing everybody. And
they were saying kill Pence.
And they say they got a new president because they killed that motherfucker.
Well, let me explain something to you, Mook. Do you think Trump was right by saying Pence should be able to help us? All he's there for, if you know the laws of this country, he's only there as a witness to witness that the count and concede the count. That's what he's there for. He can't turn around. And he wants to break our Constitution. That would be the most dangerous thing. The stock market would crash. 100 million people would be out of work in a second.
And the stock market is already crashing, man.
Now here's the truth.
I'm losing money. I'm losing my shirt in the stock market.
Yeah, it's bad right now.
Here's some real truth to it.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but I don't. My father used to throw me down the stairs when he lost $1 million in the stock market. That's why I don't gamble. I don't do all that.
But Jimmy, I didn't have that life, so man, I got to make it any way I can. Shit.
Well, I didn't have that life either, Malik, babe. Come on, man.
I need a few dollars, Jim.
You got thrown down the stairs, Malika. I seen it. No, I'm joking.
Here's where there's some truth. When this shit happened in Minnesota, they shut down and burnt the fucking police department down because they were tired. Mm-hmm. That just goes to show you that it wasn't. Now I want y'all to think about it. They did all this. They was shooting black men and whooping our asses in fucking Georgia and Texas and California and all these other places where everybody's gang banging and go hard and all these do this. And it took little ass fucking Minnesota, our little cousin that never say shit.
St. Paul. Was it St. Paul?
To actually
it was Ferguson. Right. It wasn't even the capital. It was Ferguson.
No.
Crazy.
That was in Missouri. I'm talking about this last thing that just happened.
Oh yeah. My bad.
Everybody turned up in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. And when I say it was black people, it was white people. It was everybody was tired. It wasn't. It no longer was a black thing anymore. Because you have to understand something. And this is me going out on a limb to say this. It's a lot of white people. I watched a white guy. He brought a black friend home. This was on the internet about a year or two ago. His father said some real disrespectful, racist shit to his black friend. And this white boy whooped his father's ass right there on the spot. I mean, whooped his ass. Do y'all know how many white people are really tired of being associated with racism? Or how many white people got black friends or did some solid shit with their black friends? Or got black cousins and black kids and black grandkids and all that shit.
Hell yeah.
Met some real solid. They don't want to be attached to
They don't want to be attached to that.
They don't want to be involved with that shit. And that's the problem that we're having is we're so upset because of some shit that's happened that we have to realize that
we got allies.
We have
got
real
fucking allies
that have black.
Jimmy is an ally.
Yes. And sometimes it might come off, you know, my one black friend on my, but sometimes that's the only thing that they have to show us. Like, look,
I belong here.
I'm with you guys. I might not have a lot of black friends, and I might only have one. But shit, you know,
I'm trying. And you can be my next black friend. Too.
But it sounds fucked up, but it's true.
Nah, but it's true. But this, you know, it's definitely true.
You know, you got to start somewhere. I'll give you an example of somebody. What if you were a white kid and you went to all black school? And we all know this has happened because it's the culture. You know, we've been fucked over. So now when they come to our school, we treat them like shit.
Yeah,
you know, a white girl trying to be down, a little white boy trying to be down. You know, so now they grow up not liking us because we treated them fucked up. And it becomes a cycle. It's a cycle. Your people treated mine fucked up.
Yeah, but some of us, you know, like me, I went to a lot of different schools and stuff, but I always had good white friends, Asian friends. And you know,
I'm seeing
some people.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Jim, we gotta remove you.
You got a twin, Jim.
Well, shucks, what I do?
You removed everybody.
Oh shit!
What did I do?
No, I didn't.
There's a ghost in the room.
There, I didn't remove everybody.
Oh shit! Where's Bush?
Bush, I think I removed because he said I removed him.
I think when it's all said and done, I think now we have more people that want to be friends. We have more interracial relationships. We have
because the internet has opened up the world. The internet has opened up the world so much that, like, you can find your mate on the internet and fly across the world to go be with them.
Rappers are starting to talk about no violence. We have way more interracial relationships that are like, you can't tell. We have black women that sound other, and we have white men that sound other. Now you can't tell who the fuck is who anymore. And I have to tell people this, like, they're talking white or talking black. Get the fuck. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, that's stupid. I know that's stupid, man.
If I put you on the phone and put a blindfold on your ass with somebody from Texas, I guarantee you a black man and a white man, you're not going to be able to tell the fucking difference because we speak country. People don't understand a Southern drawl versus somebody speaking proper. Why does a person speaking ghetto or speaking with Ebonics or speaking with slang have to be equated, oh, you want to be black? Or why does somebody speaking educated have to be equated with, oh, you're speaking like white? Yeah. That's the dumbest fucking shit. And that's part of the problem right there. Your hair texture and how it's not your complexion anymore. Y'all don't believe me? Check this out. People, we like to say it's skin. It ain't. It's hair.
It's definitely hair.
Because if you see a white man or a white woman with a permed or kinkier hair, they're viewed as having something in them as, oh, I can see the black in you. Or if you see somebody that's black and they have a straighter, silkier hair, oh, you're exotic. We're determining really what people's races are and how we deal with people based on features, on what their hair looks like and how they sound. And if you sound educated and you have silky hair and you're dark, well, guess what? You're acceptable. If you're white and you talk with slang and you got a certain kind of walk and then you're acceptable. You understand? You get a hood pass.
Don't believe us? Ask the Indians. The Indians that come from India.
Yeah.
Right? They're darker than a lot of them are dark. Dark.
Yes.
And you would just assume, they come over here and get kicked just like the rest of us.
Yeah. But
that's what they happening.
No. So when you really look at it's really about appearance. It's not just, if people got to get out of the mind of it's just color. Nah.
It ain't colorism.
It ain't just color. It's hair texture and it's how you speak. Class. And that is what determines racism. All of that goes into there. You know what I mean? Because I'll deal with Asians. Asians are about aesthetically appealing things. So if you are a person of color and you have that look that makes you look extremely beautiful, they don't give a shit because you're beautiful. But if you have nappy ass hair, they're not interested in you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah, but I don't know, because in the corporate world, I find a lot of the bosses got dreads, a lot of the females got nappy natural hair.
Yeah, because it's
now.
It's
like because I guess education or something. But now it's like that look is more prestigious now. I ain't gonna lie to you. That look of the nappy dreads and nappy
Moog,
hair,
it's just becoming more comfortable. Everybody's tired of being a suit and tie, and the formal look is really going away. It's more casual. The whole world is.
You're not just seeing dreads and shit like that. I want you to think about white guys too. You're starting to see white men with full ass fucking beards, long ass.
That's right.
Hair,
Yeah, that's true.
And shit.
Hell
They
yeah.
got the shit pulled back, slicked back. The beard is trimmed up. But when he gets off of his job, he looks like he crushes cans on his head.
Dutch, what you smoking?
Well, I'm smoking what they like to call some rainbow sherbet.
That shit is giving you energy. Because we're about an hour and a half over. No, we're about a half an hour over.
Wait, yeah, we are half an hour over. Hey, don't blame me, man. It got good to me.
Yeah, you guys are shooting your mouth off all day. What do you
Jimmy
expect,
went to bed.
No, I'm just chilling out. I'm enjoying it, Jimmy went to bed,
Jimmy
man.
Go lay down. I was like, hold fast.
It was my turn.
It's over.
It was the Dutchie show today. We out this bitch, though.
That's right.
Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining us this evening. We hope to see you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and what else?
Share.
Follow. Like, subscribe, follow, share, do all of that shit. Represent for us, man. And we'll talk to you later. We love you guys. Thanks again. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.